Hello and welcome back to another video. So when I first got the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I thought it was kind of boring. Don't get me wrong, it's still a great phone, but at the time it didn't feel a lot different from the XS Max, and a lot of that was due to the design, and there really didn't feel like there was anything game-changing. However, today, the iPhone 11 Pro Max has become one of my favorite smartphones, and I'll tell you guys exactly why. Although the design and the display were mainly unchanged, it truly felt like it was still a premium and nice phone. The camera bump and the matte finish were the two main design changes, but overall it's grown on me even though I don't like the notch still. And even though I don't like the notch, many iPhone users have come to accept it, just like you have to if you want to use iOS. Although the display is not quite Quad HD Plus and it doesn't have high refresh, it still is one of the best looking displays because of Apple's choice of a natural color palette. I think they tuned the display to produce very nice natural looking colors. To this day, the iPhone 11 Pro Max features the largest battery Apple's ever put in a smartphone. Because of this, even after my long usage of the phone and a degraded battery, it still has excellent battery life. At the 93% battery capacity, I'm getting very similar battery life to what I got on an 100% battery capacity on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Part of the reason the iPhone 12 Pro Max kept up in battery life was because of the efficiency of the A14 Bionic. And in the iPhone 11 Pro Max, we have the A13 Bionic. And I'm sure you all know that the A13 to the A14 is a significant upgrade when it comes to numbers. But in real practice, the A13 Bionic has basically no issues with performance at all. It's still plenty fast and quite efficient. When gaming, I'm able to run all my games at max settings without an issue at all. It still runs 60 FPS for basically everything I play. I'll note that since this does have 4 GB of RAM, I do occasionally have app closures, but it's really not an issue, and because the phone's so fast, those apps open up quite quickly. A major improvement that Apple focused on for the 11 Pro Max when they released it was the camera. Before this, you could argue that a lot of Android phones like the Pixel were very much ahead of the iPhone in terms of stills quality. But here, we got very nice stills, including a much needed night mode, and it really made a complete experience in terms of the camera. As for video, we know that iPhones are the king of smartphone videography, and this is no exception. You would have seen many videos from this phone because I shoot a lot of B-roll and even A-roll on this device. I truly feel like I can depend on this iPhone camera for anything. Before we talk about why exactly this has really become one of my favorite phones to use, I will talk about some of the underrated aspects of iPhones that this does cover, like the speaker quality, top notch. Seriously, the speakers on here sound excellent still. And then we have the haptic feedback. Again, Apple does this really well. There are other phones that also excel in haptic feedback, but I don't think any of them touch the iPhone. And then with the design, we do have that stainless steel side, and you don't see that in many other phones either. And it makes it feel truly premium. So those are some of the underrated features. There is of course more that I could mention. Over time, the iPhone 11 Pro Max has truly gotten better, especially after the iOS 14 update. It didn't feel as boring as it did in the past because you can use widgets, I get my long needed picture-in-picture, and more of course. The reliability of this phone has also been important to me, and my ability to use all my Apple devices synchronously in the ecosystem has also been very nice for my workflow. Because I do edit on a Mac and I like using my Apple Watch, it just makes sense to have an iPhone around even if I do prefer Android at times. The one thing that does kill me is the 64 GB of base storage. I did get 64 GB on this phone, and I don't think I'll ever do that again. At least when I'm handling video files and everything, I feel like I'm constantly trying to delete and everything, and I'd rather not think about that. You can currently get this iPhone 11 Pro Max refurbished or on the used market for significantly cheaper than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And unless you're keeping your phone for 4 or 5 years and you'll need 5G because of that, I think you should go with the iPhone 11 Pro Max because there are significant savings. The overall form factor just felt much better to me than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I was able to get both and I still kept this over that phone. In 2021, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is truly an exceptional option, and I don't believe anyone will be disappointed with it. So thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new, and peace.